Hey everybody, this is Nicole Salah. I'm out walking. I wanted to just share a couple of things to really just start dropping nuggets on health and wellness, especially during this pandemic. And I'm out walking, getting my steps in, trying to stay close to home as possible, the request of the sir. But wanted to talk to you guys about keeping up on your health regimen. It is so necessary that we keep up on our health regimen, that we keep up on eating natural foods, whole foods, right? Foods that have been coming out of the earth that are non-GMO, right? And so we got to be careful. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. I'm looking for my mask while I'm sitting here. I done dropped it along the way. But we have to be careful in what we're doing as far as the food that we're putting in our bodies, right? We can't just think that all foods hit our body the same. They don't, right? So foods that are, again, naturally up out of the earth. If you're going to eat meat, I suggest during this time that we're in pandemic and have to strengthen our immune system, lay off the red meat, right? Unless you get red meat that is not heavily capitalized, right? Like lamb, like bison, like buffalo. But stay with your fishes and stay with your. I'm not a big fan of chicken, but if you eat chicken, ones without the nitrates and the hormones and all that good stuff, right? So like at Whole Foods, they have the numbering system. So like the number 4, number 5s. That's where you really want to stay, right? And so eating proper, getting the nutrients necessary, right? I was hoping that everybody didn't cut their grass. To show you certain things that grow up in the grass. Unfortunately, over here, a lot of people spray their grass. And so you don't see the nutrients that's growing up in the grass because everybody wants green, green, green grass, right? And the only way we get green, green, green grass is if our bodies are in harmony with the earth and we are doing what's necessary. But then it won't always be green because the earth will always yield what we need to survive, right? And so whatever our body is calling for, that's what comes up in our grass. And so we see the dandelions, we see right now the spring violets, right? The purple and white little flowers that are close. We see the chickweed, we see the purple dead nettle, we see, what else am I seeing come up? You see the ivy, that's more consistent. Real soon we're going to probably start to see the red clover blossoms and the white clover blossoms that are coming up in the grass, and we think that they're such a nuisance, but they really aren't. They really, really, really aren't. They're really there to help us, right? Help us get our bodies back to where we need to be. Help us with our blood, right? Because red clover blossoms actually heal the blood, actually filter and wash and cleanse the blood because it goes and does that for those particular organs, your liver, your kidneys, your heart, right? And then it cleanses the skin. So from the inside out, clean the blood so that your skin is cleansed, right? And you get clear skin, right? And so same thing with the spring violets, and it comes in and helps your immunity. And the purple dead nettles. I wish I saw a purple dead nettle right now so that I can show you what they look like. But they're like a mauvey type double headed flower that is narrow, right? And the flowers bell over. But those help you with your reproductive system and your circulation, right? And immunity. Same thing with the spring violets, right? Immunity, circulation. Dandelion hits all of that, right? And all of those give us the main nutrients that we need so that our DNA is repairing properly, right? Our cells are repairing properly. Our hormones are being produced properly because we are doing what's necessary for the organs, right? For the glands that produce the hormones and things like that. So be out here, be aware, be aware of what's growing up. The goldenrods are getting ready to come up. They haven't been really showing their little pretty golden self, but they're coming up, and soon you will see them. Even with your trees and the blossoms on the trees, like your peach trees, your cherry trees, your tart trees, and things of that nature. So be diligent. Be diligent. Be diligent on getting the exercise, getting the circulation, getting the nutrients. Make sure that we're eating. Make sure we're masticating and not drinking so much water when we're eating, right? So that we are getting the enzymes necessary to break down the food, or it won't break down properly, and you'll be having indigestion or gas, belching, things like that. So right now, really work on the vitamin D. And so we be out in the sun, but you also need the magnesium, you need the zinc, you need the vitamin A, C, K, E, right? And so we need those um, phytonutrients that come from sea mosses and seaweeds, right? And our dandelion and our other foods, our avocados, our green leafies, our beet, our beet roots, our beet top, the celery seeds, right? Celery leaves, our vine ripened tomatoes, our zucchinis, eating our good grains, the ancient grains, right? That has not been split apart, right? That give us what we need with the fiber, eating our fruits, right? Eating part of the seeds, like the papaya seeds, the watermelon seeds, the Concord grape seeds, or the seeded grapes that are not GMO, and get some of those seeds on the inside. Those are wonderful for our body, right? Even some of the bark and the sap, from the maple tree and things like that. Those things help our body. And I know some people are like, oh my God, no, I will not eat bee pollen, because that's a byproduct of a animal, which is a bee. And that bee pollen actually helps us in tremendously restoring our body. And that's all I'm about, restoration and recovery. And so that's what we do, and that's what I do, and I come to share and drop nuggets to help you. So gotta get that doggone vitamin D in, especially if you're melaninated, right? And you have dark hue skin, you want to get in. Go check your numbers. If your numbers are under 50, right? If your vitamin D count level is under 50, then you want to start working on that and getting that 5 to 10 IUs in for a couple weeks to get your levels up, right? And then veer down to keep it steady, right? Because while we're in a pandemic, we need it in a therapeutic range, which is 70 to 100. Okay, and so I'm not sure, and I'm gonna look and see if they got the little strips or whatever that you can probably do some testing at home. But there always are labs all around us where you can get blood drawn, give it to them, and they run a full panel. Ask for a full panel so you see your numbers. We got a little good window in here to get our work done, like dental work, going to the eye doctor, getting all of that stuff done, because there's a lot of stuff going on mutating with this virus. And I just am a belief when it comes to October, because we've been so lax and we've been so undiligent, and people getting vaccinated and then they won't even quarantine, and for the time to see how it does in their body. And then people who have COVID or found out they had COVID did not quarantine because they were possibly asymptomatic or did not hit their bodies that hard, and then they did not quarantine for the time, and then go get tested and everything to see if they were transmitting. We don't know. We have no idea, right? So for those who have it, have not, vaccinated, not vaccinated, the best thing to do to service each other and keep each other safe is to eat well. Get the help. If you're going to spend your money on people like myself, coaches, nutritionalists, you know what I'm saying? People that's going to help you maintain, find out where you are, see if it's enough, right? We can think we're doing enough, and then we're sick, and then we're going from a battle that's really rough, right? And we're seeing too many people pass away, and we don't have to, right? Because that virus is a thinking virus, and it's going to go where you are the weakest, right? And so I'm not saying go get the vaccination, and I'm saying not go get the vaccination. What I'm saying to you about that part is pray, meditate to see if it's for you, right? Because some people are not strong enough to get the vaccine, and it can mess you up, right? Some people, it'll help them out, but be careful, right? It is a personal choice. Okay, but my aim to you in this time and in this season, let's get strong enough. If you got to take it for work and things like that to travel in and out of the country, let's get you strong. Okay, I think all right, let's get you strong. I thought I beeped out, but let's get you strong so that you're able to withstand, make it through, and all of that. And that comes from eating. That comes from letting go of regret, letting go of regression, letting go of depression, let go of condemnation, shame, right? ill thoughts, negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts. All of that stuff that is so negative when you judge yourself and then you do this harsh judgment instead of just looking at and scaling and seeing and being aware and then finding out how to correct what it is that we're going through, right? And getting help to correct that. Once we start doing all of that, plus eating the food, taking deep breaths, taking walks, loving on yourself, understanding you so that you can understand God, and then you can truly love your neighbor like you love yourself, right? Then we can make it through this. We can make it through this, right? And so I just wanted to drop those couple of nuggets. Stay on top of eating. Stay on top of eating and digesting properly and proper bowel movements and sweating and exfoliating and stand up on your vitamin C foods. Try to get as much of those nutrients in foods. Then go to your herbs before you go to certain supplements that are isolated, okay? And eat those things. Put them in smoothies. Get on Pinterest. Look at ways to incorporate those foods that are high in those particular nutrients that you're deficient in, right? And find out what's going on with your body and why you may be deficient. You may be doing too many additives, smoking, drinking, eating everything that's going on in your system, right? Your lungs and all of that good stuff. So be blessed. Thank y'all for rocking with me. All right, like and share this if you can. I thank y'all, and I'll be talking to y'all again next Monday. Have a good one. Peace.